One in the postseason, back-to-back overtime games. This offense was on the field for the last 6 minutes of the regulation. And they began with a dangerous throw over the head of Robinson. Pass almost intercepted. Eli Apple jumped the route.
Oh, Robinson.
Position. Lewis Billups dropped a very similar chance at a pick. In the next play, Montana beat him with a touchdown pass to Taylor. And now they go deep down the field. And it is intercepted on the rebound by Bell. On Bell. Oh, he is clobbered, clotheslined at the 45. But they take over. The Bengals with the third straight game in the playoffs where they come up with a Hill blanked since halftime. Not a catch. First down throw. And that's Higgins. There's Mixon to make sure he's right. They said it to Brandon Allen, the holder. We're going, hey, can't believe we're going to the AFC Championship. Well, and he made it from 52. Second and 1. Mixon cuts outside, then slashes inside. And they've got a new set of downs at the 42.
Nice 57, 60 yards, and 52, get in there.
This could be a sentence that a month ago would sound incomprehensible. From 31 yards, McPherson, and Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl.
He called it again, I'm sure. He walked up and he goes, "Can you believe, Coach? We're going to the Super Bowl." And they did it. They beat Mahomes at home. Wow, Joe Burrow. No way.
All right. Alright, we are live. Welcome, guys, to episode 4 of RefBall Sports. We are your hosts. I'm Ryan, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
What's up?
That dude over that one.
That one, this massive human right here. What's up, everybody? My name's Matt. Happy to be back.
Yeah, we apologize for the couple weeks off. We had some stuff come up, but we are back. So, yeah, quite a bit has happened since our last time that we saw each other.
Yeah.
Denzel Ward getting the largest contract from a cornerback, Deebo Samuel wanting a trade, Baker Mayfield shit-talking the Browns.
Well, I mean, that's more than fair usually.
And let's just jump right into some of this stuff. We'll start off with Deebo Samuel, because it's official here. He has officially requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, Deebo is a really amazing player and deserves to get paid pretty much whatever he wants.
Yeah,
and it's tantalizing as a team who wants that desperately needs a new number one. And I think Deebo could be that, for the Chiefs, for the Packers, for the Jets. There's a lot of teams that are definitely interested conceptually, but, dollars and cents is an issue. And he's really only proven to have a lot of success for 1 year. He's been a weapon, but this last year he really broke out. And I mean, it makes sense that he'd want to make the most of it, make his money now.
Yeah, but I agree. They probably want to see at least one more season out of him before they make any decision.
Yeah.
Real quick before we jump in, I just completely forgot. I forgot to mention the big topic that we're going to be covering today. Our big thing. We're going to be doing the first ever RefBall Sports mock draft today,
and probably the last ever.
Probably the last ever.
What's up? Just called me Big.
Yeah, what's up, Big? Been a minute, man. How you been? But yeah, it'll be a fun time in the mock draft. We'll do the first 32 teams, and depending on how much time we have left, we may do a Kansas City Chiefs full 7-round mock draft. We'll see how long the mock draft initially goes, though. But yeah, kind of jumping into some more stuff. Denzel Ward officially being the highest paid cornerback next year with, I believe, wasn't it $30 million guaranteed or something?
Yeah, I was going to say they broke him off in a major way. pull up his contract details here.
Yeah.
It's a 5-year extension, so it's a continuation. So I don't think it kicks in until next year.
Here's a good stat line. Deshaun Watson and Denzel Ward combined $340.5 million guarantees.
Oh, God. And only one of them, is going to see the field all year next year.
Yeah.
God.
That's true.
I was going to say, the other thing about him, too, is he's proven himself to be one of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah.
For a franchise that has desperately needed, some actual talent.
No shit.
And they turning around with everything. Denzel Ward, someone pointed out on Twitter the other day that there are quarterbacks in the league, quarterbacks in this draft who are older than him. He is 24 right now. He's going to be 25.
He's young.
Next year.
Because he joined the league at only 20, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he was number 4 overall pick, and has been one of the few absolute studs.
Which, if he was the number 4 overall pick, why didn't they just offer him a 5th-year extension and then work on this?
Well, they did. So he was going to play on the extension now, but instead they just extended him beyond the 5th-year option. So really, they're going to have him. According to this, they're going to have him till 2027.
Yeah. So yeah. I just realized.
So,
let me do this. We can drag our faces back up here.
Oh gosh.
We'll shrink us down a little bit. There we go. But yeah, I think this was a great move. I see a lot of people that are saying, well, why is Denzel Ward getting paid this much money, but J.C. Jackson didn't get this much money? And, I was watching Brandon Perna, That's Good Sports, and he brought up a good point. Interceptions aren't the be-all, end-all. Cornerbacks do a lot more than just interceptions.
I was going to say, otherwise Marcus Peters would be the number 1 cornerback in the league.
Yeah. Same for Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. Jalen Ramsey, I think, does a lot more than, say, a Marcus Peters or, he is much more of a shutdown presence. Yeah, well, it's both sides of the ball for, wide receivers and cornerbacks.
Yeah. But I have a question that I want to ask you, Matt.
Yeah.
Where the hell are the Cleveland Browns getting this money from?
Well, as we all know, the salary cap is not a real thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It was made up in a lab to make sure that you can pretend everything's equal. But no, it's a big lie. Everyone, I think the myth of the salary cap has been thoroughly busted between the Rams and the Chiefs. And a lot of people are utilizing now void years and stuff like that to just every single ounce that they can milk the lax salary cap rules, to the point that I'm surprised that the owners haven't pushed to patch some of these holes. But ultimately these sorts of things are good for everybody involved. So
yeah. And I just saw this as well. As of April 19th, yesterday, Adam Schefter said, to no one's surprise, Baker Mayfield is officially not present for the start of Browns' off-season workout.
Yeah, was there ever a doubt in anyone's mind?
I honestly, don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge Baker Mayfield fan, but the dude is getting screwed over.
Absolutely. Listen, I would prefer that the Seattle Seahawks don't trade for him.
Let him go to free agency and then sign him.
Or I would prefer that a team I care about not try to, spend assets to get him, but he's still an above average quarterback in this league.
Speaking of your Seattle Seahawks, here's this one for you. The Seahawks are going to be just fine next year, Matt. The Seahawks are giving Geno Smith a 1-year deal for $3.5 million.
I saw that because I follow the Seattle Seahawks on Twitter, and they enthusiastically shouted "Geno" in the announcement.
Let's be real. Out of Geno Smith and Drew Lock, it's probably going to be Geno Smith that's going to be the starter.
I think it's a toss-up. It really just kind of depends.
Unless they draft Carson Strong in the draft, but
I feel like they're going to abstain this year, kind of have a down year.
They're going to trade their first round pick away.
Pete Carroll's probably going to
he's going to have a
step away after this year, and then try to rebuild from there.
So another thing that I kind of want to talk about, I know you didn't watch a whole lot of them. I watched a few of the games, but the USFL made its grand return this weekend, with its 4 games being played in Alabama. And I have a fun stat here for you. On the first game, the USFL hit 3 million live viewers on Fox Sports. So I mean, hey, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's one of those that like it has the backing of the NFL, which is the only reason this has any real chance of like taking off and becoming something.
I think the real reason why the USFL could succeed is because they have an actual network deal this time around and not having to deal with, trying to find a network.
I was coming into it with like all the connections that the NFL has and everything else. I think this just makes a lot of sense.
So I want to get your opinions. Do you think the USFL will succeed past this first season?
Yes, if only because the NFL and the owners of it have made a commitment to it for at least like 3 or 4 years.
That was the XFL.
The XFL, Vince McMahon or whatever, he had a 2-year. He said, "I will do this for 2 years," and then the pandemic happened. And he's like, no years remaining.
Well, and then
none.
And
0.
then Dwayne Johnson helped fund it back, and now they're actually partnered with the NFL. The USFL has not received any partnership with the NFL at the moment.
The USFL hasn't?
No, the USFL is kind of its own thing. The XFL was the one that received the deals with the NFL. Because I remember seeing it all over Twitter that like Dwayne Johnson was tweeting about it and all that.
Interesting. I must have gotten that mixed up.
Yeah, you're good,
buddy. I mean, that's really cool.
So
I mean, yeah, if
really,
you're able to
really honestly
keep
though,
it up.
I mean, we touched on this actually, like in like the first episodes when we briefly mentioned the USFL. I think the NFL, and this, my stance on this. The NFL, I think what they should do is take both the XFL and the USFL under their wing, and create like a farm system, kind of like the MLB and the NHL has, where the XFL could be like the MLB's AAA, and like the USFL could be like the AA.
Yeah, the NFL's needed a farm system better than college for a long time.
Yeah,
and I think that it's now actually a good opportunity to, do that, and
especially if the USFL succeeds. Like so far, it's looking to be pretty decent. Like watching the opening game against the Birmingham Stallions, and I just lost who they played, but the fan attendance of that game was pretty good. Like Progressive Field, at least I believe that's what it's called, Progressive Field in Birmingham. It's like a 40,000 seat stadium. I think they had like 29,000 seats sold. So,
oh damn,
it's not bad.
Yeah, that's really good for a startup league. Now you're always curious how it is. 3 million's a big number as far as TV ratings. Yeah, but like, what's it going to be in 4 weeks' time? Like that sort of thing.
Speaking
by
of
the end of the
USFL,
season, what are we going to be at?
Speaking of the USFL, I don't know if you've heard of this one, but the USFL essentially has kind of their own, their version of Hard Knocks, essentially.
I heard something about that, but I can't say I'm familiar with it.
Their show is called United by Football, and there was a huge story that went viral on Twitter about a player that was cut because he refused a lunch order.
I do remember that actually. Now I remember that aspect of the story.
Let me try and find it. Chicken salad is what I'm looking up on you.
Chicken salad, yeah. That'll do it.
USFL. I did also see too that. So for those who are unaware, there was a player. I can't try and find his name. I'm trying to find his name. Hang on. Where is his name? God, what was his name? I can't find it. Oh, shoot. This is bothering me. Where is it?
Say yes. It's all.
But we have a business.
It's a lot.
That's really the first time.
Hang on, I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry. But I believe he was a running back. And so the story of it, sorry to get derailed there, but he essentially had apparently he had a couple of violations against like team policy before this happened. And apparently this was the straw that broke the camel's back. He apparently got into a conversation with one of the lunch staff for the Pittsburgh Maulers.
Oh God.
And you know, the guy said, "Hey, we don't have any other options aside from like chicken salad. Is this going to be a problem?" And the player basically said, "Yes, this is going to be a problem." Because the dude didn't want to have chicken salad. I mean, I don't blame him. But only having one option for lunch is a bit kind of stupid. Like, let's be real here. That's a bit stupid.
Yeah. I'm a bit surprised by that, but also, and I don't want to throw out like diva, as a term, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, getting into a fight with lunch staff over menus, it seems like that's more of a team-wide decision as opposed to the lunch lady is punishing me.
Yeah, but I mean, the dude
chicken salad.
The dude basically was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Can I have something else?" And a dude walked in with some pizza, and he said, "Can I have a slice of pizza?" And the lunch staff person basically said, "No, you can't. Is this gonna be an issue?" And that's when he said, "Yeah, this is gonna be an issue."
Jeez.
And obviously we don't know the full story of it. I mean, we know we've seen kind of both sides of it. The player's side of it, and then the coach's side of it. The disciplinary action of apparently violating 3 code of conduct rules between the Pittsburgh Maulers within 24 hours. They have yet to say what those other 2 violations were, which is kind of suspicious. But
well, he wouldn't eat the burritos either. Like, it was a whole issue. No, that sounds one of those like goofy, lighthearted stories that. I mean, obviously, a man lost his job, so it's not. Like,
it sucks
universally, but also it's like just silly enough.
It's kind of
going to have our attention for a week.
It's kind of backwards to me too, though. But like Coach Wilson, the head coach for the Pittsburgh Maulers, let him go without even hearing his side of the story. That's what I think is the biggest thing. Is like he didn't even hear him out. He just decided to cut him. It's like, I think you should have done a little bit more investigation into it before making that much of a decision. If you're wanting to discipline him, I think what you do is suspend him for a couple of games. I wouldn't necessarily go straight into cutting the guy.
Yeah, I feel that. I genuinely agree. Honestly, I would have been less surprised if this was like, because I know Todd Haley's a coach in Tampa Bay. I would have been surprised if something like this happened under his watch. But here we are.
You didn't like my team? Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude went from being an NFL head coach to an offensive coordinator to being an offensive coordinator for high school football. That's how.
Now he's back.
That's how little people really gave a shit about him after the Cleveland Browns saga. They're basically like, "Oh, you're not even good enough to be a high school head coach."
God.
But yeah, those are some of the USFL stuff. Just a quick, just a little recap of it. I think the first week did pretty well. There were pretty much only one game. The opening game was the most exciting one between Birmingham and I can't remember the other one. But just my kind of standing on it, I think just a little brief power rankings. I'd say Birmingham looks to be a pretty strong start to the teams. And the New Orleans Breakers, their defense looked good. They sacked the quarterback, I believe it was like 6 times in that game. They looked like a strong defensive formation there. Obviously, only 1 week has been played, but you know, I'm excited. I always like watching football, so I'm excited to see how the rest of the season plays out. And did you see? Did you see where the championship game is going to be played for the USFL?
No, I did not.
It's going to be played at the NFL Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
Oh wow! Really striking home there.
Yeah. So, do we want to? You got any other things to touch on, or do we want to hop right into our big ticket item today?
I think it's time we go ahead, give the people what they want.
Agreed. So let's kick it on over here to the good old mock draft. So, how we're gonna kind of work on this is we're just gonna. Do we just want to do do a discussion of who we think the best players would be, and then just go from there?
Yeah, we are if you want to. I think it'd be fun to kind of if you want to ping pong back and forth, pick to pick.
Yeah, we could do that too. I think that's a better one.
Yeah, I don't know if do you want to start or you want me to?
You know what?
Kick it up.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have screwed up so much this year. I'll let you take over the Jaguars to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also,
all right.
When we get to the Texans, this is a different draft system because the one that I was doing from Pro Football Focus, the Houston Texans. When I looked at it, it's the first time I've ever seen a team that said for team needs every position.
Yeah. I was gonna say, did you watch Tom Grassi's?
Yeah, I did.
That was something beautiful.
Okay.
So right off the bat, I will. So this is going to be, I think, the easiest pick in this draft. It's Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah,
100%.
You think so?
So it's not that I think he has the highest ceiling or could be the best player from this class.
I don't know, man.
I think
this person right here.
They're not drafting Malik Willis. We'll talk about Malik Willis, but
I don't know. I could see the Jaguars drafting Malik Willis. I could see Trent Baalke doing something like that.
You're right. He's not smart enough not to do it. But an argument could be made for an offensive tackle as well, although they kind of shored up their offensive line a little bit already. And then I've seen some other people talking like, hey, maybe Trayvon Walker, maybe Thibodeau would be a good option. But I think at the end of the day, Aiden Hutchinson is the biggest slam dunk because you know what's better. As let's step into Baalke's shoes here. You've had quite a few bad drafts. The only successful things you've done, a bunch of bad things happening, but you got your quarterback. That's huge. Like, I don't think anyone doubts that Trevor is going to be able to figure things out.
Yeah. I don't put I kind of want to give Trevor Lawrence a mulligan on last season because he was given a really shit team to work with.
I was like, I think Tom Brady would have struggled working with Urban Meyer. So it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson just because he has the highest floor of anyone in the draft. I don't think he has the highest ceiling, but at worst, you're going to get a damn good player.
Yeah, I agree. So, Aiden Hutchinson, I think would be a good one for the Jags. Yeah, because
go ahead and slot him in there.
Because I think the Jags. I think that's a smart pick too because, having a good pass rush, at least your offense, I think, still might be kind of meh this year, to be honest. But if you can start building that defense, that can do wonders for your team.
Well, listen, if Christian Kirk is worth his contract, which he absolutely isn't, if you get the production that you have to justify that contract, then absolutely.
If he comes out and has
top 10 offense in the league.
If Christian Kirk comes out and has a 1,500-yard receiving season and has 20 receiving touchdowns, I'd say his contract's worth it. But,
yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Okay, so the Detroit Lions are number 2. They have quite a few team needs. I still think it's kind of insulting that they need a quarterback. I mean, they've got Jared Goff. They're fine. Honestly, though, I don't see them going offensive tackle here, if I'm being completely honest, because they did draft Penei Sewell last year. I could see the Lions, maybe going in the second round or something and working on getting some offensive line help, but I think the first round they might want to address the defensive side of things. So honestly, I could see maybe Trayvon Walker, because when was the last time the Lions had a good, defensive pass rush? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
So I could really honestly see Trayvon Walker, like, as much as I think an offensive tackle position would be a smart move, I don't think it is their number one crucial most need at the point right now.
Absolutely. I am 100% with you. I don't think QB's the play, especially not at the second pick.
Yeah.
With this class, like, don't get me wrong.
I could definitely see the Lions later, like the second or third round, drafting a quarterback to kind of learn under Jared Goff. But
yeah, I think that's the best. Like, if you're a Lions fan and you're wanting a quarterback, I think the best situation for you is to draft a guy later. Like, maybe you trade back into the bottom of the first round or something.
Maybe trade with the Chiefs and give us like 17 more draft picks.
Yeah. But I think Edge and I think Trayvon Walker just makes too much sense here.
Yeah, I agree. So
Thibodeau also, you could say, but I think Trayvon Walker is probably a better fit.
Trayvon Walker is the selection. So it's back to you to discuss the Houston Texans, who...
Oh, boy. How do I fill every need?
Again, the quarterback position, I don't necessarily agree with, because Davis Mills actually looked decent last year.
So this is where I'm leaning. I think you support Davis Mills and give him a fucking offensive line.
Absolutely. So you're thinking Evan Neal or Ikem Ikwunua?
Yeah, which I think, honestly, almost everyone is like a toss-up between the two on who's better. I lean Evan Neal just ever so slightly, so that's what I'm going to say. But
you and your Alabama bias.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, to be fair, he's played in a tougher division than NC State. Like,
that's true.
He's seen a lot more NFL caliber players, and so I think the tape on him there's more of it, and more impressive tape, more tape that he's actually being challenged in.
Yeah, and something as well that really a lot of people don't seem to talk about is playing at a bigger school like that and having attendances of like 80,000. That preps you quite well for the NFL.
Yeah, and playing in big games and stuff too. Like, tell me in his like 3-year career at Alabama that he did not have big games that he had to like show up for and play well in. Like,
he
that
definitely
pressure.
He had a big game last year against Texas A&M when they lost.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Evan Neal is the play here.
All right. Yeah, I can agree to that.
All right, back to you.
All right.
Jets. How are you going to fix the Jets?
The New York Jets. How would I fix the Jets? Sell the team. Okay. That's how I fix the team. No, in all seriousness though, very similar to the Lions. They addressed offensive line and quarterback last year. I think they go defense again here because they had a lot of defensive components leave. Jamal Adams a couple years ago left the team, which kind of left them in a rough spot. And also their cornerbacks department is kind of lacking a bit. Same for their edge. I personally think Thibodeau would be a solid pick here for them, just to give him another defensive edge. Because something that I've seen a lot of people compare Thibodeau to is they compare him a lot to like a Muhammad Wilkerson, Muhammad Wilkerson, for the time that he played for the Jets, was a pretty solid player. So I think if they could find another guy like Muhammad Wilkerson, I think this would be a smart pick. But I could also see them going Ekwunua as well and addressing the offensive line and helping, build up another strong offensive line because, Mekhi Becton is still questionable with his health. He's been struggling with injuries, so, I think both of these picks would be smart here. But I think I'm going to lean a little bit more towards Thibodeau. I want to hear kind of your thoughts on it, though.
Yeah. So I think this is where the draft really starts to open up. Usually it's later than this, most years. But I feel like the entire draft, like, there's a lot of guys who are like, it's the range of people. There's still like 60 different people getting mocked in the first round, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting draft.
I think this is a toss-up.
I mean, I could even see a wide receiver like Garrett Wilson going here too.
I could also see someone like Sauce Gardner going.
True.
I think honestly, it comes down to a three-way tie between Kyle Hamilton, who's probably the best player in the draft.
Yeah.
The safety.
Get their Jamal Adams replacement.
Thibodeau, who is another like high ceiling guy who could also become the best player in this draft.
He also played in the Pac-12. Pretty decent competition in the Pac-12.
But my play would be to just go ahead, pick up Akeem, the offensive tackle.
Yeah, I mean, you can. That's the thing. Like, you can never go wrong with addressing an offensive line concern.
And if you're worried about Mekhi Becton, you can move him inside. Or...
Yeah, and the thing is, offensive tackle is always usually a safe bet. It's a matter of, do you have more important needs at the position? Yeah. But yeah, I kind of agree. I think Akeem would be the smartest play for them because I think he's the most guaranteed, like, he's going to be a day one starter type player. Don't get me wrong, I think Thibodeau and, Kyle Hamilton would be day one starters. But
yeah,
offense, I mean, it's an offensive league. You don't want Zach Wilson to get hurt again.
Yeah, you want to protect your investment. I do think we have to draft Thibodeau just because it's what you kind of came to.
Yeah, I mean, again, these two are toss-ups for me, so I'm fine with either
it's
one.
Up to you. It's up to you. It's your pick.
I'm kind of leaning towards Equanua now. Equanu.
Like I said, I think this is the area where it like teams have there's one option at number one. I think there's like two options at number two. There's like four options at number three, and then it just it exponentially gets bigger.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Equanu at this position here, just because I think it's a smart move. Now, the first of two draft picks for the New York Giants, Matt. Who do you think the Giants need?
I get to spend some time with them, I guess.
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis is an interesting concept. I could be sold on it. I think honestly, this one comes down to which of the two people we just talked about is left. I think this is a Thibodeau pick. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it goes Thibodeau here. And then, it depends on what you do at number 6. But, a conversation could be had. I could also see them trading out of this pick to a team like, say, the Steelers, who are worried about the Panthers potentially picking up a QB, assuming that they don't trade for, like, Baker or something.
They would have to give up a pretty big haul to go from pick 20 all the way to pick 5, though.
Yeah, but I mean, if they are convinced that Malik is their guy, I don't think they will leave it up to chance. So, I do think Thibodeau is going to be the pick here. If you went Thibodeau with the last one, I think they go Akeem because, I mean, hell, you could even look at it there.
Yeah, Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's a smart move. Okay, the Carolina Panthers. They're an interesting team to try and decipher at this point. They tried to go back to Cam Newton last year. It didn't work. And it was pretty clear that Sam Darnold was not the answer. I think they are in a position where they do need a quarterback. I really do. And I know this isn't this isn't a great draft class for quarterbacks. And I think this is where Malik Willis is probably going to end up going, is right to the Panthers, because let's be real here. The Panthers, they need a quarterback. They've got a pretty solid offensive line. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. They've got wide receivers. They have Robbie Anderson and, was it DJ Moore? Or is DJ Moore on the Titans? I can't remember.
DJ Moore is currently, he's a Panther right now.
He is? Okay. I mean,
I think you're thinking of Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Elijah Moore probably.
From New York. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Panthers, they have decent help at wide receiver. But I think they're a quarterback away from at least being a solid team, So I think this is where Malik Willis is going to go.
I entirely agree. I think right now, the way that if you listen to Carolina talk about their quarterback room and stuff like that,
It's a
I think
mess.
at this point they would rather miss on a QB hard at this pick than they would rather do that instead of sticking with Sam Darnold at this point. So I think Malik Willis, it's kind of a no-brainer, assuming he doesn't, someone doesn't gobble him up.
And
of the teams ahead of him, there's the Giants and the Lions could consider it, but if they make the smart picks, I think Malik falls at this point.
I agree. And I mean, worst case scenario too is if he doesn't become a day one starter, you do have at least Sam Darnold. I know that's not a huge consolation, but
Yay.
you don't have to rush him into a starter's role right away. So Malik Willis. Pick 7, the New York Jets. Matt, you get to go with the Giants again. Sorry,
Giants. Yes, New York Football Giants.
The New Jersey
York Football
Giants.
Giants have an interesting pick here. I've already decided what it's going to be. It's not necessarily what if I were a Giants fan, I don't think they believe in Daniel Jones. As much as, they should probably build around him and try to do something. Cox.
I'm trying to find the lowest rated player that we can give the Giants here, just to.
Letty Brown. There we go.
There we go. We'll give him a kicker.
No. So I'm going to say that with this pick, they are going to pick probably the best player in the draft.
Oh, they're
going to pick Kyle Hamilton.
They don't have Dicker on here? Dicker the kicker?
Kyle Hamilton, I think, is just the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
There's an argument for an offensive tackle here. There's also an argument if they didn't pick Thibodeau that they might go.
There's also an argument for a new owner.
Elsewhere. Yeah.
Dude, if they could draft a new owner, I think the Giants would win the draft.
Yeah, if they could draft, they could have drafted a new GM a few years ago. Maybe they'd be in a better spot. But.
I agree. Kyle Hamilton is a pretty solid pick here, so we'll go with Kyle Hamilton. The Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh,
this one's a hard one because they traded away Matt Ryan. They don't really have a quarterback, right? I think right now they have to go with either a quarterback or a wide receiver. But wide receiver doesn't really make sense if you don't have a quarterback. So honestly, I could see Kenny Pickett. I really could.
Are you saying that Marcus Mariota is not a quarterback?
He's a quarterback. I wouldn't say that he's.
You're like, if you look
reliable.
at the depth chart next to his name, it does say quarterback. So
I would not.
Legally speaking.
I mean, I'll give credit to Marcus Mariota. He had a decent stint as a backup QB with the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
People
wanted him to replace Derek for a while.
Do I think that Marcus Mariota is going to succeed a ton in Atlanta? I don't know. I think they're probably going to give him a chance. But realistically, I could see Kenny Pickett or honestly wide receiver Garrett Wilson. Because, they don't have Julio Jones. They lost their other big receiver this year due to a suspension. What was his name? Oh, no.
Calvin?
Yeah, Calvin Ridley. And didn't they get rid of Cordero Patterson? Or is he still on the team?
I think he re-signed, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. But I mean, you really only have one receiver at this point. And that's Cordero Patterson. I think you kind of have to go...
Who runs as a running back right now.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to go with a wide receiver here. I'll give Marcus Mariota the pass here. I do think a wide receiver is going to be something that they need to help Mariota succeed. And I want to see Mariota succeed, so we'll give him Garrett Wilson from Ohio State.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Garrett Wilson, they have their choice of whoever they think is the number one. It could be Jamison Williams. It could be Drake London.
I could totally see them going with Kenny Pickett too. I really could.
I could as well. I feel like Kenny Pickett's probably going to slip a bit further.
Yeah. So, Matt, you get to talk about your Seattle Seahawks and what they should do.
So excited to announce who the Seattle Seahawks are drafting.
Kenny Pickett.
Let me tell you what the correct answer is, and let me tell you who they're going to pick.
Okay.
The correct answer is they draft Charles Cross.
Yep.
Very good offensive tackle.
Played in the
very solid.
SEC. Played in the SEC.
Solve issues that we've had for years. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, fuck that. We're going Sauce Gardner, my friends. Yeah. Yeah, they're going Sauce Gardner. Absolutely.
No,
there's almost no
ahead.
doubt in my mind. If Sauce Gardner is here, they will pick him up.
They're going to draft Matt Corral.
No, not yet. Not yet. They're gonna wait till the second round for that. No, they're
But
going.
We're not gonna go based on who they should pick or who they're going to pick. We're gonna go on who they should pick. So you think
who they
Charles
should pick? Oh, I think Charles Cross is the correct answer.
Because let's be real. I agree. They're gonna totally screw it up. They're either gonna pick Sauce Gardner.
Let me tell you,
or they're gonna trade out of a pick.
I think they should draft. Just go ahead and draft Gardner. Because
Gardner? This guy?
It does fill a need.
Oh, his real name is Ahmad?
Yeah. Everyone calls him Sauce. It's going to be him. There's no doubt in my mind. If the board shapes up like this, he's going to be drafted.
I agree.
There.
And, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a great player, and I think is going to be a great help to the Seahawks defense, which does need help.
It needs a lot of help.
But... I mean, the offensive line was a major concern and has been a major concern for many seasons for the Seahawks.
Listen, yeah, if we want to go back to how long the offensive line's been a concern, we're going to have to go back to the Matt Hasselbeck days.
It's been a main driving force as to why Russell Wilson. It's been a reason why Russell Wilson has wanted out of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sauce Gardner, I agree is probably who they're going to go with. Hey, look, I get to go with the Jets again. Woo!
Yay. Hey, I got to go back-to-back with the Giants. You have to go with the Jets a couple times.
So we went offensive tackle the first time. Truthfully, I think Derek Singletary, or Stingley. Derek Singletary, oh my gosh. Derek Stingley, I think, is going to be a solid pick here. I could also see them going with Drake London because they do need receiver help desperately. Because pretty much their only guy that turned out to be a decent player last year wasn't it like Perryman? Or
yeah,
no,
Denzel.
What was his name? It's the white dude.
Yeah, Mims.
I mean, Denzel Mims was decent. Hang on, let me look.
I was like, Mims is not white though. But...
New York Jets receivers. Braxton Berrios is who I was thinking of.
Berrios was pretty solid, yeah.
I mean, that's really all they have is Denzel Mims and Braxton Berrios. Which, if you just said those two names to me, I'd be like, yeah, they need receiver help. Yeah. So I honestly think this is where we could see Drake London go here. I think a smart play would be Gerain Johnson addressing the defensive line. But realistically, I see them going with Drake London here.
I think Drake London is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
If Drake London doesn't go here, though, I could see him dropping a bit.
I could too.
Like looking at the board coming up, I think this is where Drake London goes.
Yeah.
I like Drake London a lot. He's a big-bodied guy. I think he would help out. I mean, again, I think the theme of the Jets right now is help your quarterback.
We could do.
Listen, I'm not even going to try to simulate trades with this.
The Chiefs are going to pull out New Orleans Saints with Mike Ditka, trade their entire draft, and draft Drake London.
Perfect.
Drake London.
London's the right move.
I agree. Yeah. Let's see. Pick 11, the Washington Commies.
Oh, boy.
Matt.
So, the Commanders
Kenny
have
Pickett.
A lot of needs. I mean, honestly, they could go Kenny Pickett.
QB is a definite need. They have Carson Wentz.
Yeah. I don't think they will, though.
No, I doubt it.
I could see them like tripling down on their defense and just being like, all right, fuck it, we're drafting Gerain Johnson. I think they could also get Charles Cross. That makes a lot of sense. But they're going to pick up Derek Stingley.
Derek Stingley, you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
They could also have their pick of any wide receiver on earth, but
True.
I think Derek Stingley is going to be the highest rated player on their board.
I mean, they still got Scary Terry.
Fits what they try to do. And he's kind of, Derek Stingley had a good freshman year and then kind of drifted off a little bit, which is why he's no longer considered like the number one guy, the guy in this class.
Yeah.
He also dealt with injury last year, I believe. So some questions there. But I think that they go with cornerback because that is one of their, like, I know it says wide receiver is their biggest need. It's cornerback. They listed it twice. That's how you know.
That's true. Yeah.
They desperately need it. It's a scheme fit. It makes perfect sense. Rivera's still there, right?
Yeah, he's still there.
Rivera.
Yeah.
He wants to have like a defensive forward team with like a hard running game. So I think it's Derek Stingley all the way.
And I mean, it worked out for him his first year. I mean, they made it to the postseason.
Yeah, technically.
Oh
they did, yeah.
boy, my team,
There you
Minnesota Vikings. Okay,
this is why you went second, isn't it?
See, I know they say defensive back, and I would agree. But seeing as where we're at right now, and Charles Cross is still here,
yeah,
I think Charles Cross is the answer. Like, give Kirk Cousins some time to breathe, because I mean, let's be real. If Derek Stingley goes right before the Vikings, they're not gonna go defensive back, like, because the next best one would be Andrew Booth.
Yeah, which Booth is good, but he's not
He's not a top 15 pick. No. So I think if Charles Cross is still here, you absolutely go Charles Cross.
I agree with that.
No question about it.
Like, don't even just as soon as they call your number, hand in the card before someone somehow changes their mind.
Or the Vikings will just forget to turn in their card like they did that one year.
God, that's an embarrassment on your franchise.
It really is. The Houston Texans, Matt.
Yeah, going back to the Texans, I've seen a lot of mocks where they try to trade out of this pick. This is a spot where like a lot of Chiefs fans are interested in trading to.
I don't know.
We're not doing trades in this one.
No.
Because again, that's
trades
a
are
whole
hard to
nother
simulate.
level. Yeah. But I think they picked the best player on the board, Gerain Johnson, to tackle their edge problem.
I was just about to say.
He is one of the. I mean, he's a damn good player, and the fact that he's slipped down to 13 is amazing value. So,
and like a lot of other big players, I mean, he plays in the ACC. Big schools. Georgia Tech, Clemson, Florida State. Some good schools in that division. So, yeah, Gerain Johnson, I agree. Okay, Baltimore. Baltimore, they do need a lot of help on the defensive side of things. But they also might just go running back in case they lose every single running back they get again.
Start drafting it in the first round. Draft every year after that, just to make sure you're good.
Well, that worked out with Saquon Barkley, right?
Yeah.
I know that their head coach is a very defensive-minded coach. Interior defensive line is definitely a big concern for the Ravens. And honestly, I could see Devontae Wyatt going right here. I really do. Devontae Wyatt, I think, is one of the best interior D linemen in this upcoming draft. It's either going to be Devontae Wyatt or Jordan Davis, one of the two. I think Devontae Wyatt fits their scheme a little bit better than Jordan Davis, because they like to have more of a bigger body guy, and that's kind of more what Devontae Wyatt is more of a bigger body lineman. So I think, personally, I say Devontae Wyatt. I want to hear your thoughts, or whether you think it would be Jordan Davis.
I think it's definitely between these two. I think the correct pick, just like you, is Devontae Wyatt. I think he's better. Jordan Davis just had an amazing combine, and
yeah, that's the reason why he skyrocketed. Devontae Wyatt was consistent throughout his senior year.
it's going to be very difficult for teams to pass up Jordan Davis at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like they would actually take Jordan Davis, but I think Wyatt's the correct move.
Well, no, I'm looking at the next pick too, and I could definitely see that, this team could go with it too.
Yeah.
But I think, so you're saying Jordan Davis?
I think Jordan Davis is more likely, but I think Wyatt's the correct pick.
I think Wyatt is the smart pick, but I agree.
I think
they're going to go with Jordan Davis. So I'm going to give him Jordan Davis just because, but...
Yeah. I think they would rather they see the potential of Jordan Davis and they want to mold him into their scheme.
Yeah. Okay, the Philadelphia Eagles, Matt.
Oh boy. So the Eagles have so many needs.
They do.
They could go a lot of different directions on this.
Kenny Pickett still hasn't been drafted.
I think he continues to slip. I mean,
I do too. It's not a very QB heavy draft class this year.
I believe that with this pick, and it hurts me to say it because I would want the Chiefs to go after Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
It's either him.
You really think that Philadelphia is going to go another wide receiver for the fourth year in a row, though?
Well, eventually one's going to stick, I'm telling you. The most Philadelphia Eagles pick, though, would be Chris Olave. Not that Chris Olave is a bad receiver, but he's just a fast dude who is probably going to
he's a McCole
underwhelm and underperform.
He's kind of a McCole Hardman. He's a speedster but struggles with consistency.
Yeah. But if we're going with, the correct move / it's already a need, I think that there's a really strong argument for Jameson Williams here.
I agree. I see Jameson Williams going here too. I know every Eagles fan that watches this video is going to scream at us no, not another wide receiver, please, no.
I'm sorry, it's your team. It's what they do.
It's okay. They've got 2 draft picks in the first round. It's okay. You relax.
Now, is this where Kenny Pickett goes?
New Orleans Saints. I don't believe this is where Kenny Pickett goes. I truthfully don't. Really, honestly, Trevor Penning. I see this as the place where Trevor Penning, the offensive tackle from Northern Iowa, goes. Which, that's an interesting one. A Northern Iowa offensive tackle going in the first round. That's new.
I can't say I'm super familiar with Trevor Penning, but I think it makes a lot of sense.
I believe he won. I think he won offensive tackle of the year in Division II football. I think. So I mean, he was a damn good offensive tackle, but the big question that's going to come is he didn't play in Division I football. So will his skills in D2 football translate to the NFL? And would a team be willing to spend a first-round pick on him?
Yeah.
Personally, the Saints do need offensive line help. They do. This is the definition of a very risky pick, though, I feel.
Yeah.
I could see Trevor Penning. I could also see Chris Olave going here as well.
It really depends. I think the argument. I think it's between Olave or Penning. I think it comes down to whether they think they're going to be good this year or if they think they're going to be good in a year or two.
Yeah, because here's my philosophy.
Chris Olave is a now pick.
Yeah. Here's the reason why I don't believe Kenny Pickett's going to be drafted here. They brought back Jameis Winston. And, they still have Trevor Siemian. And don't get me wrong, Trevor Siemian was decent in the performances that we saw from him. He showed that he could be a reliable backup. They still have
QB quarterback, tight end extraordinaire Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
he's
Taysom
also
Hill.
running back, wide receiver, and a good blocker.
Yeah, so
but not great at anything.
I wouldn't say that their quarterback ranks are the best, but what we saw from Jameis Winston last year, or Jameis Winston, I don't know why I said Jameson. I think I'm thirsty. But Jameis Winston, he looked decent in the performances that we saw from him with the Saints. He didn't look like who he was with the Bucks, which that's saying something. He didn't go 30 for 30. So, but there is also a lot of question marks coming around Jameis after his ACL injury. Is he going to be able to put up the same stats? Personally, I think the Saints are gonna, stick with what they have this year, address an offensive line concern by getting Trevor Penning, and then next year, when you have a much better quarterback draft class, is when you pick your guy.
I agree.
So Trevor Penning is who I say is the Saints pick.
We're just gonna skip right past this one.
It's
Devontae Wyatt.
They're gonna trade. They're gonna trade for a 7th round pick. The Chargers at pick 17. Matt.
It's Devontae Wyatt.
Devontae Wyatt?
It absolutely is. I don't even have to think about it. Interior defensive line. The fact that he's still available is crazy.
But they need their quarterback of the future, Kenny Pickett.
Scroll down slightly for me. Yeah, I think this is the move right now.
Matt Corral.
No. It's Devontae Wyatt.
Devontae Wyatt. All right.
If he's still available at this point, it's a steal. So
I agree. So, Matt, you got to discuss the last Eagles pick. I'm going to discuss this Eagles pick. Pick 18. I know a lot of Eagles fans are going to say, we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't believe so. Their quarterback class, I know Eagles fans are not sold on Jalen Hurts. But I still give him one more year. Let him prove himself. He'll be coming into his, I believe, isn't this his last year under rookie contract?
This is. And
so,
if he fails,
let him work it out. He showed some great potential last year. He looked a lot more like a Lamar Jackson type character, but that's something to build on.
Do you know who their backup quarterback is?
I am not. Oh, Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew is their backup.
So I think they're okay for quarterbacks.
Is the best player to not be starting, I think.
Yeah, personally, I could see, any one of these 3 guys here, Zion Johnson, Andrew Booth, or Trent McDuffie, all would address concerns for the Eagles, cornerback and interior offensive line. Personally, I think they're going to go Zion Johnson because, giving Jalen Hurts some time to actually read the field will do wonders to help him actually improve as a passing quarterback.
I think this pick screams Booth.
Yeah.
Just because of how teams undervalue
Offensive
interior
line.
linemen.
Yeah.
Interior linemen especially. And I think Booth is just, no offense to Kenny Pickett, Chris Olave, or Desmond Ridder.
Booth is the sexy pick here.
Yeah. And I think, they got Jamison Williams. They're going to get Booth too. These are 2 guys that I want the Chiefs to get. So yeah, I think it only makes sense that the Eagles steal both of them. So
yeah, I could definitely see Andrew Booth. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll give them Andrew Booth.
All right.
New Orleans Saints' second first-round pick. Matt, it's your turn.
It is, and I am
Kenny
excited to announce that Chris Olave is now a New Orleans Saint.
Short, quick, and easy. Chris Olave. I agree. I 100% agree. You know what I just realized? At pick 20 here, the Pittsburgh Steelers are up. We just gave them Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. I think if Kenny Pickett's here, they pick him.
Absolutely.
It's your pick, but
oh no, it's gonna be Kenny Pickett.
Keep him home.
Yeah.
Keep him close.
No, don't get me wrong. Kenny Pickett is a solid quarterback, and I think he could really succeed. But the other thing too is, again, very similar to the Panthers. You have Mitch Trubisky right now. Worst case scenario, if Kenny Pickett isn't ready right out of the gate, you give Mitch Trubisky the chance.
I think this QB class is going to be graded in 4 years as opposed to.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I think Kenny Pickett is the correct move.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett, Pittsburgh Steelers. Matt, everyone's favorite New England Patriots. Who are they picking? They apparently still say quarterback is a need, which I don't agree with, but
maybe they mean backup quarterback.
I wouldn't draft a backup in the first round, though.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm going to say that, like, I can't say I'm super familiar with New England, so I'm mostly going to be going off their
team needs,
their listed needs. I feel like it's going to be between the two interior offensive linemen, just
I think Devin Lloyd, the linebacker, could make a case for this spot as well.
Well, let me take a look at him real quick.
He did play for Utah in the Mountain West, though, so that is that's saying something. There's not a whole lot of competition.
Well, his NFL comp here is Willie Gay Jr.
Yeah, so I think this would be a smart play for New England, but I could also very easily see them going with interior offensive line as well.
I'm thinking about it. I think you've talked me into Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd? Okay.
I think Devin Lloyd's the move.
Because, don't get me wrong, didn't they just bring back... Or no, they let walk their interior, their linebacker, didn't they?
I was going to say, they re-signed... I
know they re-signed
they got rid of Hightower.
Yeah, Hightower.
Kyle Van Noy's gone as well.
Yep, I did hear. Yeah, so linebacker's definitely concerned for that.
And getting a young athletic guy like him who's very versatile and can do a lot in.
You know how I know this is the right pick? Because I hate the pick.
Yeah, I agree. He's one of those guys that you're like, damn, I wish my team were picking here and needed him because he's a damn good player.
Yeah, I think Devin Lloyd. I'm sorry I made that pick for you. I'm so sorry, but...
No, I went with Devin Lloyd, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Here, you have a fun one.
Here's some stats for him. Does it actually say his comp in his stats here? No.
I don't know about there. I had pulled him up on NFL.com. But I mean, I think he's a good fit.
Especially with
he's
them
very
saying,
versatile.
Especially with them saying he would be a starting outside linebacker. With them losing Hightower, I think that's a very smart move.
Yeah. Also,
I get to pick for the Green Bay Packers, Desmond Ridder.
Mm-hmm. You get to pick for the Packers twice coming up.
Just because I want to see Tom Grossi have another meltdown on draft night.
God, have you seen that pic for the clip from the Pat McAfee show?
Which one?
When Jordan Love was picked.
Oh yeah, I did. Personally though, they say wide receiver is a big need, and I would agree. Because they've only got
I think it is the need.
They have Sammy Watkins and Alan Lazard. That's about it.
Robert Tonyan.
And Robert Tonyan, but he's more of a tight end. So I think they're going to go with Jahan Dotson here. I really do. I think they're going to go with the Pennsylvania State wide receiver Jahan Dotson with their first pick.
So Dotson is an interesting one. I really like him. I think I personally prefer Traylon Burks.
The main reason why I say this is because when he was in college, he worked as a spread receiver, and when you're working with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, they employ more of a spread offense. So I think he fits the scheme better than Jalen Burks.
I agree.
So that's my reasoning behind going with Dotson. Because I could see him, being a slot receiver his first year. Kind of easing his way in, giving Alan Lazard the number 2, Sammy Watkins as the number 1, and putting Dotson in as kind of a number 3 guy. I could see it.
Yeah.
So I'll say Jahan Dotson for the Packers here at 22. Matt, you get to decide for the Arizona Cardinals. Who are they picking?
It is. Let me double check one thing.
I think I know who they should pick.
As we get further in here, I have to make sure scheme fits are.
I'm currently looking at who they should pick right here.
Yes, it is McDuffie. That's who I was double checking because McDuffie, I was like, he plays a little bit more zone if I remembered correctly, which he does. Which I think he fits in really well with what they're trying to do in Arizona.
He gets to work with Budda Baker.
Yeah, I mean, helping give Buda Baker help so that Buda Baker, because you don't want Buda Baker to become one-dimensional. You want him to be able to fly around the field and make plays. And by having a guy like Trent McDuffie, who a lot of people are like, you know, he is one of the highest ceiling defensive backs in this class, I think he makes a lot of sense.
I agree. I think Trent McDuffie. The Washington Husky, Trent McDuffie, has been selected for the Arizona Cardinals. Up next is a team who's going to completely forget to draft at pick 24, the Dallas Cowboys.
If we're so lucky.
They're going to draft Desmond Ridder. That's my final answer.
I mean, listen, dumber things have happened. Dumber things have happened more recently.
In all seriousness, I think they're going to address defensive edge and go with George Karlaftis. Because defensive edge or defensive line was a major concern for the Cowboys last year. Their pass rush was not the best.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that George Karlaftis from the University of Purdue is their guy that they're going to pick here at 24.
Which is sad because Karlaftis is one of those guys that I've been looking at for the Chiefs.
I really like George Karlaftis, but I think the spawns of Satan of Dallas will pick up George Karlaftis, so we'll go with that. The Buffalo Bills at pick 25. Matt, you're up.
All right.
They say cornerback is one of their big concerns.
I think it makes a lot of sense that cornerback, Kyrie Elam, he's pretty solid. But I think the actual pick is Tyler Linderbaum.
Interior O-line?
Yes.
You're not going to go with Zion Johnson?
No, I'm going Linderbaum.
Okay. Interesting.
He, I think he's just like, I like him a little bit more overall, so I'm a little biased on this one.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, interior line is definitely a concern because, you don't want Josh Allen to be a glorified running back again like he was in the postseason. But, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Tyler Linderbaum is a good pick.
I think it's the move because at this point it's about finding the little pieces, the little supportive pieces to make sure that you're on paper the best team in the AFL.
Yeah, Tyler Linderbaum. We'll go with that. Pick 26, the Tennessee Titans, who may actually be losing A.J. Brown because rumor has it that he's wanting a big contract extension after this season. Because he has removed all of his social media ties with the Titans. So
the grand year 3 of a rookie contract wide receiver, seeing all the money getting broken off and really wanting some.
But truthfully, I think their offense is still going to be okay. I think they're going to spend this year to work on the defense. And I know this is not a sexy pick, but I could see one of the two Georgia linebackers of either Quay Walker or Nakobe Dean going here. Just going off of Mike Vrabel wanting to build that defense. He made some great strides last year. Bolstering it with a strong linebacker in Nakobe Dean, I think, would be a very smart play.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I could see either of them going here.
Yeah.
Strengthen the linebacking core because that defense, it needs a lot of help.
It really does.
You don't really need much in terms of safety. I know there's a couple really good safeties. The only one between them I would consider is Lewis Stein. And that's just because he's a very versatile guy who you can put in its slot corner and that sort of thing, which would help with the need of theirs.
We're also very biased because we're saving Daxton Hill to be the Chiefs pick. But yeah, Nakobe Dean, I'm gonna give the Titans.
Yeah, I think Nakobe Dean or Quay Walker. Quay Walker is a Tennessee Titan name for sure, but
Yeah, it really
I think
is.
Nakobe Dean probably fits a little bit better.
Yeah. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at pick 27. Mats. Who are they going with?
This is where Zion goes.
Yeah.
I think it just makes too much sense. Definitely.
Especially after losing their big guy.
I could also see an argument for a Daxton Hill or like Lewis Stein, like we talked about. There's also Jaquan Brisker.
The fact that Desmond Ridder is still here.
He's going at 32. We all know where he's going.
Yeah, probably. Although I don't even know about that one, to be honest. Like I said, this is not a draft class for quarterbacks. It's really not.
It really isn't. And I think the fact that the first quarterback went off of the board for us at 6 says a lot about the class itself. But I mean, for this, like,
yeah, and the next quarterback that was picked was at pick 20.
I think they would rather stick it out with Tom Brady one more year, and then maybe.
Well, they
might see what they have in.
They also picked up Kyle Trask. Yeah.
Yeah. See what they have in Trask, or maybe draft someone next year, trade up some things. They're gonna have some big contracts coming up because they have big contracts coming up every year at this point.
Kyle Trask is probably feeling a lot like Jordan Love. Like last year, he was probably like, "Yes, I'm gonna get my chance now that Tom Brady's gone." And then Tom Brady comes back and he's like, "Fuck you, Tom."
Yeah.
But yeah, Zion Johnson. I agree. Green Bay Packers. They had wide receiver. Defensive edge is a big concern for them.
Don't do it. Don't take my boy. Don't take my boy from me.
Boy Mafe. I'm sorry, Matt, but I think this is where Boye Mafe goes.
No.
He
was so close.
I'm sorry, Matt. I'm really sorry, but I think this is where he goes. I really, honestly, though, personally, come draft day, I could see the Chiefs trading up one pick just to grab this guy.
Yeah. I mean, hell, they could probably convince him with the 30th pick and like a 6th rounder or something like that. Probably less. Probably a 7th rounder would do it.
Probably. But yeah, Boye Mafe, I'm sorry, but Boye Mafe is going to be the Packers selection here. I mean, it makes too much sense. They just had one. They had was it Preston Smith or Zadarius Smith? I think it was Zadarius, wasn't it?
They lost Zadarius. They still have Preston.
Okay, so yeah, losing Zadarius Smith, you need to replace that. So I think Boye Mafe is going to be the one here. I'm sorry, but Matt,
it's okay.
Pick 29. This works out perfect because you and I both get to talk about the Chiefs. So pick 29 goes to Matt to talk about that selection.
So
Desmond Ridder, obviously.
I think we have a lot of good options on the board. Like, this isn't my favorite setup for the board.
No.
Like, obviously, a lot of the guys, like, in an ideal world, I think we trade up, grab Jameson Williams, assuming he drops down to pick 18 or something like that. I would be willing to move up to there for him. There's a lot of good options. It's between. There are 4 names that interest me here.
Daxton Hill.
No, it is Elam.
Yep.
Absolutely at cornerback. Treylon Burks, Lewis Stein.
Yep.
And then Ojabo.
I just love the name David Ojabo. That's a great name.
Now, Ojabo is not my favorite edge by any means.
No.
So I would be more willing to skip edge, unfortunately, and go Elam or Burks. I could also, like I said...
Let's be honest here. I think it's going to be back-to-backs of you and I saying... whatever pick you don't say is probably going to be the one that I say.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that they're going to pick. Let's do Burks. For mine, and then you can go into who you think they're gonna pick. I wonder who it's going to be.
The interesting thing is, safety and cornerback are both dire needs for the Chiefs. So I think Kyer Elam is a good pick, but Lewis Stein I think is also a solid pick here as well.
I think Lewis Stein's versatility kind of fills in a hole.
Yeah, especially with losing, Dan Sorensen and also losing Tyrann Mathieu. I would say that safety is probably the more important position for the Chiefs. So honestly, I think Lewis Cine is the one that goes here.
I am 100% okay with Lewis Cine going. Elam, it's hard. It's going to be hard for them to pass up because he has a high ceiling, but I think he also has flat potential.
But I think the versatility of Cine is more important than Elam. I know I've been seeing a lot of mock drafts that the Chiefs have been doing though, where they want to get Elam at 29 or 30. So I wouldn't be surprised if come draft day the Chiefs select Kaiir Elam. But personally, I think Lewis Cine is the pick there, so I'm gonna go with Lewis Cine.
Sounds good. In that case, the Bengals are absolutely going to snatch up Elam. The fact that he's available, they are probably taking a deep breath.
He's going to replace Eli Apple.
I was like, they gotta start working on replacing Eli Apple, which shouldn't take much. But,
so yeah, easy decision there. Kaiir Elam for the Bengals.
And you already know what I'm picking here. This is where if Desmond Ridder is here, either they're going to pick it or the Seattle Seahawks are going to trade up, pick it.
You mean Ridder?
I think Desmond Ridder makes a lot of sense. I feel like Matt Corral, I mean, is a conversation they would have, but I think Desmond Ridder is just a better player.
No, they're gonna go with Sam Howell from North Carolina.
I don't think they will. No, they're gonna go with Skylar Thompson from K-State. No, it's Desmond Ridder.
Honestly, I would have to agree with Desmond Ridder, but I could also see a strong argument for Sky Moore, wide receiver.
Sky Moore's interesting.
I don't know if they would want to spend a day one pick on him though.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth the 5-year control there necessarily. I really like Jaquan Brisker. I feel like he could potentially slip into the first round.
I could see it. I like Brisker. You know, the thing with Daxton Hill is he's been sliding down the draft board rankings quite a bit.
Yeah.
But personally, seeing the scheme fit, he's very much a cover player. He doesn't necessarily fit the Lions' scheme all that well because the Lions like to run a lot of man-to-man coverage. So, I'm not entirely sure that he would be the best selection there. So I kind of agree. Personally, honestly, I could also see Quay Walker going here as well at pick 32.
I think that could make some sense.
The thing is, the Lions have so many team needs. A lot of these picks could do wonders for the team.
I agree. I think Desmond Ridder, though, I think it's
the safest play.
I don't even know about the safest play, but like having the 5th-year option with a quarterback like that.
Well,
if he turns into something special after a year or two,
they also have an
extra year to work with.
They have an out after this year with Jared Goff too. So,
yeah,
I think it's a smart move.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll give the Lions fans, you can feel hope for a bit now. You can have some hope in Desmond Ridder. Let's see. Do they give us a draft ranking of what they say is the best?
So they did last year. They don't appear to be doing it this year, which is sad.
That's sad.
Because that was always fun. They would also grade like your trades and stuff that you do. But
well, seeing as we have a little bit more time on the clock here, do we want to go into a Chiefs 7-round mock draft, Matt?
Yeah, we can do a quick one. Kind of plow through.
Yeah. We already know the first 2 picks.
Potentially, yeah. So for this one, I want you to be ready to pause. Actually, pause it. It'll probably stop us with a trade offer at 13. I'm willing to entertain trades for this one because I feel like we know a lot more about the Chiefs than other teams necessarily. Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton going to number 2 overall.
Yeah, we'll see.
Going at 4.
Here, let's go up to pick 13 here. Okay, pause the draft. Let's take a look here real quick at who they say are the top 12 to be picked. So they say Aiden Hutchinson first. We agree on that.
Yeah.
They go Kyle Hamilton at number 2. We disagreed.
Which, that's bold. I think it's more so about does Kyle Hamilton make more sense for the Lions? I don't doubt that he'll be a better player.
Yeah.
But does he make sense, and is that a position that they value enough to go with it? I don't necessarily think so, but I wouldn't be surprised by this pick. I don't think it's the right move.
They go at pick 3 with Trayvon Walker to Houston. That's I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner going to the Jets at 4.
That's a bit surprising, but I mean...
Yeah. Evan Neal to the Giants, offensive tackle. Malik Willis to the Panthers. We agree on that.
Yeah.
Thibodeau
dropping all the way to 7. I
think he's going to be a top 5 pick. I do.
Yeah.
They go
the
Falcons with Garrett Wilson. Okay. They go Wilson to the Falcons. Okay.
Yeah, they stuck with that, and I like the. I think
Kwonu.
There's an argument that he's the best tackle in the draft. Like him and Neal. They have three tackles going in the top 10, which is fascinating.
I don't disagree. I can see it happening, but I don't think the Jets go with Charles Cross. I'm being completely honest with you. I don't think the Jets are going to go Charles Cross.
I think they would prefer Drake London over Charles Cross.
I would have to agree.
And I feel like they would go. I still hold firm that I think Evan Neal would be the pick at 4, based on how the board shifted out.
Drake London at 11 to Washington is what they say.
What do you think about this one?
If he falls all the way to 11, I could definitely see the Washington Commanders picking him up. But truth be told, I don't see Drake London falling to pick 11. I think he's going to be picked before that. I think he's either going to go to the Jets or the Falcons. He's going to go to one of those two teams.
Yeah. And I think the Falcons are going to do Garrett Wilson. I absolutely think that at this point.
Yeah. So I think the Jets would probably go with Drake London over Charles Cross. I see these two picks being changed, swapped.
Yeah.
They go Jordan Davis for the Vikings.
Does it sound like the Vikings to fall in love with a combine star? He compares to Dontari Poe, so keep that in mind.
It's not a terrible pick, but it's not the pick that I would go with. Especially considering the picks that are still here with Jamison Williams, Gerain Johnson, Derek Stingley. I would prefer Derek Stingley over Jordan Davis at this spot because cornerback is much more of a concern for the Vikings than defensive line. But, I don't hate the pick. So you said entertain draft stuff here for the potential for the Chiefs to draft.
Well, every time I've done a simulated one, the Texans try to trade out of it. They did not. So I'm okay going a little bit further.
Okay.
I would, if you want to just
go a
pause
couple more
after every pick. Yeah. Because this is the area.
Okay. They go Derek Stingley. That's a good pick for them. That's a good pick. You know what? I would not hate that if Derek Stingley goes to Houston.
Yeah, I think Houston would be very happy with that as well. Yeah. Okay, Gerain Johnson.
They go with Gerain Johnson. Okay, the Ravens go with Gerain Johnson. Edge.
Jamison Williams goes there as well.
Yep. Eagles go Jamison Williams. Didn't we say that they would go wide receiver as well?
Yeah, we went with Jamison Williams right there, which upset me, but I understood that it was the most likely case.
Yeah. Truth be told, I could see the Chiefs trading up with the Packers. I think that's going to be the most realistic thing come draft day is us trading with the Packers.
I think that's an option. We could also trade the Patriots potentially.
I could also see the Saints too, because the Saints have 2 draft picks, so I could see the Saints doing it.
Well, the Saints made a deal so that they would get 2 draft picks this year and lose their pick next year. So I'm very curious.
I mean, if we give them a first round pick next year, though, that might be an incentive to draft back into the first round next year.
Potentially, yeah.
So let's see what they do. Okay, they go Kenny Pickett. Wow.
Kenny
okay.
Pickett at 16.
I strongly disagree with that, but okay.
I don't feel that at all, but more power to you.
The Chargers.
It's not.
Chargers go Trevor Penning. I don't agree. I don't agree. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Chargers' offensive line is a need. But I think defensive concerns are more important for them right now.
I agree. I am kind of baffled by this almost.
I can see the Chargers going like a day 2 or day 3 pick on offensive line. Because, I mean, last year, didn't they just bring in a guy as well?
Yeah, they brought in Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
It was the best offensive lineman not named Creed Humphrey last year in that class. So
Okay.
Zion Johnson at 18.
Eagles,
This is getting nutty.
Eagles goes Zion Johnson at 18. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. It's a very bold strategy.
Let's see if it pays off.
It's a very bold strategy. Okay. Oh, no, not trade.
Well, I mean, do you want to entertain a trade? Is there someone here?
Oh. I accidentally went ahead a little bit. Sorry.
Well, Karlaftis was the guy I was looking to trade for.
My bad.
So if this is how the board shakes out, though, I think the Chiefs would potentially try to move up for.
I agree.
For Booth here.
With the cards.
I think they would wait till the Cowboys pick here. Cowboys are gonna be upset that they didn't get their guy Karlaftis.
Yeah.
And probably be looking to move out. So let's fast forward through.
Okay.
Real quick.
Real quick though, Patriots go Tyler Linderbaum at O-line. Okay.
That is interesting. And Devontae Wyatt goes to 20.
Yeah.
That's Booth goes here.
That's a
question.
I
don't. I think McDuffie makes so much sense for the Cardinals that I don't think Booth would go there.
Yeah, I don't think Booth just because McDuffie fits their scheme better, but okay, so do you want to entertain a trade here with the Cowboys?
I don't know.
To possibly trade up to get Trent McDuffie?
Well, no. So let's look at this.
Or they could go they could go linebacker. You know, we need another linebacker.
No, the Cowboys are probably going to go Devin Lloyd here, is my guess. Would be my selection there.
I disagree because they just brought in a linebacker last year.
They got rid of a linebacker last year. Wow.
Well, they did, but I don't know.
I think outside linebacker is probably a point of need for them.
Truthfully, I see the Chiefs trading up one pick. Like I don't think the Chiefs are going to make any bold moves here. I don't.
I think at this point they're looking at Boye Mafe as their number one guy.
I hope to God that if the frickin' Cowboys take Boye Olafe, I'm restarting the draft.
I don't think they will, but this one's been kind of nutty so far.
Daxton Hill.
Okay, it makes sense. I get it. I get the pick.
I don't think that's a great move for the Cowboys, but it also makes complete sense for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to bolster their defense. And if they do this pick, it's a ringing endorsement of they think their linebacking core is fine. They think they don't have any offensive needs whatsoever.
Which
I'm
surprised. O-line, I can see them going with Kenyon Green, possibly.
So let's take a moment to look at the picks here.
Yep.
Kenyon Green, I think, would go probably next.
Probably.
And then you're looking at Devin Lloyd. Probably to the
Titans.
To the Titans.
Bucks are probably going to draft. Let's be real. The Bucks are probably going to draft. I don't even know who the Bucks would draft here. They'd probably go with a sexy pick and probably draft McDuffie, even though corner isn't really a need.
I think
personally, I think if this is how it shakes out, the Bucks might be looking to trade out.
I agree. Because there's not really a strong.
Because O-line is one of their big needs right now, and if Kenyon Green goes here to Buffalo, they might be interested in trading out.
Yeah.
So let's see what the Bills do here. Ooh, Trent McDuffie. Okay.
I understand the pick.
That's a smart move for Buffalo.
I think I would prefer on their end to go offense, but that's just me. I think interior offensive line makes more sense, but we'll let Buffalo. Yeah, that's okay. So I think we keep it rolling then. I think Devin Lloyd goes here is my prediction.
Oh, Jahan Dotson, really?
Dotson, interesting.
That's an interesting pick for the Titans. I wouldn't necessarily go receiver here, but
this board is shaping out really favorably for us.
Yeah, because I definitely see that the the Bucks are probably going to go Kenyon Green here, addressing some offensive line. Let's see what they do. Yep, Kenyon Green.
Green, yeah. All right, so here's the thing. We know that Boye Mafe is not going off the board here.
Yeah,
because
no.
they just picked up Karlaftis.
They're-
So Boye Mafe is safe.
I see them going
It's
with...
it's going to be Treylon Burks.
It's going to be either Treylon Burks or Devin Lloyd.
I think it's
Let's
Burks.
see what they do. Oh, there's a trade offer. Oh, there's a trade offer for the Chiefs.
We are
Okay,
not
let's-
trading.
Let's hear it out though. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. It's a pretty shit pick, not gonna lie. They're offering
2021. That was last year.
they're offering I'm assuming this means 2022, 2023.
yeah, I think it's just.
So they're offering a second round pick this year, and offering
next year.
or they're offering a second round next year, and a third round this year.
This I think
That's a
Brett
shit-
Beach would hang up so
shit
quickly on this
offer.
trade.
I'd
Brett
be
Beach
like,
would
you
break
throw
the
in
phone.
a
hang up so
first
quickly.
like if you throw in a first round pick next year, maybe. But
I am
no.
insulted that this was even potentially considered to be an option by a computer somewhere.
But you know what?
Um,
The draft network, I'll give you credit. You simulated Trent Baalke pretty damn well.
You did. He's like, I'd make that trade going the other way. You would make that trade?
Personally, I wouldn't even counteroffer this. I would just decline.
No. I would get the fuck out of here. Get out of my office.
Yep, they went with Devin Lloyd. I was right.
Damn. Okay. Well, in that case,
So we got some interesting stuff to work with here.
we're going Boye. We have to go Boye first, and
Boye,
then I think
Mafe.
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, Boye, Mafe, and then Treylon Burks. Agreed.
I think going through this, and we can.
I want to see what they did here for 31 and 32. Okay, Kyer Elam for the Bengals, good pick.
That makes sense.
They go Quaye Walker for the Lions.
Quay
Really
Walker.
interesting pick. Desmond Ridder still on the board.
I think if I'm them, I would rather, risk Quay going at 33 and then going Desmond Ridder at 32. Because again, that fifth year option is so crucial.
And the Lions could very easily go Desmond Ridder here at 34.
There's a reason that most quarterbacks are taken in the first round.
Yep, there it is. Oh, we got a trade offer from the Houston Texans. This is not. Oh no, no.
Okay, this one I might consider counter offering.
They want our second round pick this year. In return, we would give up our second and our fourth round.
Let's counter offer this one.
Okay.
I also want to take a second to look at what's on the board right now.
Can I do that?
Yeah, click counter offer and it should pause it.
Okay.
All right, so you can hide if you hit hide in the top right. All right.
Does it?
So
where did that go though?
Well, we can hit the trade button at any point.
Oh, okay.
So, looking at everything, I mean, I would not hate if the Chiefs traded up here.
I don't know who they would necessarily go with here though.
If they like Kyler Gordon, I don't necessarily love him, but it's an interesting concept if the right price can be had.
The interesting thing is I don't think they trade up with the Texans, especially if this is how it shakes out. I don't think there's enough here for us to trade up.
If Elam was here, I think the move would happen. If Sign was here, I think they'd move up here. I love Brisker. I don't think he fits into our scheme well enough that we would go after him, unfortunately.
No.
But I don't think we would trade up here.
No,
looking at how the board's kind of shaped out.
I mean, none of these top ones here are like Sky Moore. We already got Treylon Burks.
Yeah. And Christian Watson is another name that's interesting, but he is just MVS 2.0.
Yeah.
We already have MVS under a 3-year deal.
And we addressed edge. And like you said, there's not really I would not go up here to draft Kyler Gordon.
Yeah, I would not. I would try to see if he would fold me.
Okay. So they come back with it. Okay. So do you still want to counteroffer or just decline it?
No. Looking at the board, I'm good. I
agree.
Don't have any interest in this.
Oh, the Jets are offering now. Okay. Who did they pick? Well, let's see what the Jets are offering first. Same thing. Second and a fourth round we would give up to get their second. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to do counter offer.
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
have to counter offer.
My bad.
Well,
I wasn't
they went
sold
Christian Harris.
because the
went
Texans
Sky
drafted
Moore.
Sky Moore. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Again, none of the names really interest me.
There
Matt
you go.
Corral, that makes sense.
They drafted their
as a
QB of the
closet
future.
Seahawks fan.
They drafted their quarterback of the future there, Matt.
Great.
Oh, they also go with Arnold Ebiketie?
I can't say I know that in one of the Chiefs podcasts I listen to, they're really high on him. I don't know anything about him personally.
I'm not familiar with him either, truthfully. Christian Watson, N'Kobe Dean, Perrin Winfrey, Sean Ryan, Jalen. Okay.
This is territory that I would consider, like, if it's a really good deal, potentially trading up for Kyle Gordon.
This is an interesting... I just want to briefly touch on the Vikings pick here.
Oh, yeah.
That's an interesting one. Jalen Pitre. I disagree. They should have gone Kyler Gordon. I could even see Tariq Woolen. Okay, let me compare the two real quick. Coverage. Developmental outside corner. Ooh. Zone situational press. Ew. I don't like that. Skill sets fits any scheme. Okay, I like to hear that. Do we want to try? Do we want to try and make a trade here with the commies?
So, I've kind of thought about it.
A second and a seventh.
I think I like Kyler Gordon. He doesn't necessarily fit Steve Spagnuolo's defense in terms of like size.
Yeah,
I think he has the skill set.
Because he's only 5'11", yeah, only 194 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, Spags likes him big. So I think if he's there at 50, he's the move. If he's not there at 50,
let's see how it shakes out. No, Kyler Gordon going to the commies.
That's okay.
Sad. At this point, I don't think there's really a need to trade up at all here.
Yeah, at this point, you let the pick come to you.
Let's see what the others do. Oh, okay. A trade offer. 49ers are offering a second and a fourth round to pick up this spot.
Well, that's interesting. That we have a couple other trade offers.
Where do the 49ers?
They are pick 61. There's also two other options there.
This isn't a terrible.
Well, if you look over, the Cardinals also have a deal on the left.
Oh, the Bengals are also offering one too.
That's at 63. I'm not really super interested in that.
A second
55, and I could consider.
Second and a sixth round, not a bad move.
So,
maybe we could try and counteroffer with like a fifth round pick. See if they'd be willing to come up with a fifth round.
Let's do a counteroffer. And I want to look at the board first.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so cornerback Tariq Woolen is still on the board here. Roger McCreary.
I think Woolen makes a lot of sense.
Because he's a bigger guy.
Size-wise, he makes sense.
He's a bigger guy. The problem that I see with Tariq Woolen, though, is I don't think that he's going to be a day one starter for the Chiefs.
I don't necessarily think so, but I think they might be okay with that. They have, I mean, he'll be like the number 3 guy. They have Fenton, they have Snead, they have Justin Reed who can step up in the slot.
Yeah.
I think I would prefer the Chiefs just go ahead and draft Woolen here because I think he fits the profile very well. He's also relatively new to the position, so like you can kind of teach him some stuff that you might not necessarily be able to teach. You have to teach him some more basic stuff.
Where do I go to find the trade stuff again?
If you click on trade in the top right here, you probably have to reset it up because it.
Okay, so the Chiefs and the Bengals. Next, okay,
I would not want to move that far.
They wanted this pick, and they gave up not the Bengals, the Cardinals. Sorry,
the Cardinals. Yeah, the Cardinals is the only one I consider. Go to previous, yeah. And then go to NFC.
NFC Cardinals. So
they were offering
their
their
second and their sixth.
Well,
they don't have a fifth. Okay, so the sixth round's not a bad option.
Here's what I would prefer if we did say
second and a third.
We get their second and their third.
And
then we offer them like a fourth in its place.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Well,
I could stomach.
I don't know if I
could stomach a fourth.
Do I want to give up the 135th pick though, Matt? I don't know if I want to do it.
Yeah, I think I would rather us just stay put and make the pick.
Honestly, I think picking the sixth round, like the second and sixth, is not a bad option. Like
yeah, I think that's probably
their second and sixth. It gives us, we lose 5 spots in the draft, but we also pick up a sixth round pick where we could potentially get another Trey Smith.
Well, let's look at the board again.
Okay.
Because right now we could pick up Woolen, which I think is my favorite move here. If Woolen is gone, like who else do you see in this area? MOCKery?
He's a bit of a smaller guy.
We don't need an edge anymore. Like cornerback drops off at this point.
I can see Tariq Woolen. But that trade is also it's not a bad trade offer. But I think we probably go Tariq Woolen here because I agree.
I think we stay put.
I agree. So, yeah, Tariq Woolen. Let's see. Okay. So, 5 picks after us. Eagles go Roger McCreary, Bernard Ryman, offensive tackle to Pittsburgh, Darvin McLeal, inside D line to Green Bay, Chad Mama to the good old...
Holy shit. Tariq Woolen also ran a 4.26.
Yeah, so definitely getting Tariq Woolen is the right move there.
Yeah. I think the Chiefs are probably in love with him, statistically.
Yeah.
Breece Hall going first for running backs is kind of fascinating. Sam Howell at QB for the Falcons.
Okay, so we're up at our pick at 62. Let's see. Sam Howell for the Falcons. Daniel Falafel to the Packers. Offensive tackle. David Bell to the Bucks. Wide receiver. Interesting decision. Okay. Cam Taylor-Britt, cornerback to San Fran. Okay. That's a questionable move, but okay. The Chiefs. Okay, so we still need safety. Safety is a pretty large concern for us here.
Yeah. Hang on. I want to pull up the KC draft guide.
But
anyone watching who likes the Chiefs?
You know who I could also see going here, Matt?
What's that?
We could use a backup running back here. And I think Kenneth Walker would not be a bad move. He's a speedster. He's a smaller guy. What are your thoughts about Kenneth Walker? Because I think that might not be a bad move.
Kenneth Walker isn't too bad.
Because I'm looking at the rest of the board here, and there's not really a whole lot that I'm seeing here. I mean, maybe going with another edge, like Josh Pascal or Logan Hall.
Interesting name.
Okay.
I think Trey McBride, tight end.
Ray McBride. You really think they're going to go tight end? I don't think they do.
It's not that I think it's a position they need now. I think it's Kelsey is getting old.
Well, the thing that I see is, would he even make the 53-man roster at this point? Because we've got Noah Gray, Blake Bell.
I think he's more likely to make it.
Jody Fortson. I want to see if they have...
Let's look at the other options here.
See, this is the big thing here that I think is going to be the most crucial thing. It says blocking skills. McBride is a willing inline blocker. He's not overpowering, but does a good job of holding to the point of attack. Blocking tight ends are important. And if we did draft Trey McBride here, I wouldn't hate the move because, Blake Bell would, we could let Blake Bell go after this season and have our replacement in Trey McBride. As a potential blocking tight end.
I want to look at his combine stats as well. Not the combine stats are everything. He did not participate in the 40, it looks like.
Interesting.
But he's 6'4", so he's got a good frame, big hands.
He also could be a tight end of the future as well, like we did with Kelsey, because it does say here he is a big play tight end who is extremely productive.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, it talks about his run after the catch skills. I think, honestly, that is probably the move that I would want. But I would also consider trading out.
I was thinking about that too. I was seeing what we could potentially get.
I was like, well, let's look what's coming up.
Like if we could maybe trade down with the Jags, I guarantee we could probably still get Trey McBride.
Yeah, I think trading. I would say
you want to try trading with the Jags or any of these teams here, the Jags, Lions, Giants, or Texans.
Let's try with the Jags. See, they have a lot of needs.
All right.
Maybe the Jaguars should make the move.
So we would give up our pick 62, and we would pick up this one. And what else would you want to grab from them?
Pick 65. And then I would say probably their latest 6th.
Very unlikely. Let's see.
I guess it is. It is only 3 spots.
We would have to give up. We would probably have. Oh.
That is if we.
Okay, so they're interested if we give up our 2nd and our very last 7th round. It says they would be very likely to do it.
If we give up a pick that's better than the pick we would get.
Because let's be real here.
A late round pick.
We have 3 7th round picks. 7th round picks don't often.
Here's what you're not realizing: we're trading the 62nd pick and the 251st pick for a 65th pick. That's worse than your first pick. We're losing things here. We are only losing here.
Well, the problem is they're not going to give us anything.
It seems like they're not interested, which is fair.
Let's see if the Lions would be interested.
I was going to say Lions might be more willing to play.
I would say the Broncos, but in division trading almost never happens.
Like if it's for like the 6th or 7th round, maybe.
Yeah, they're not budging either.
Well, hit them with. It doesn't even give you an option here because it's assuming that you don't want to do that. No, because we're trading back. So look at their 6th round pick, their last one there. See what it's at. Very unlikely.
What if we give them that?
No.
I don't. The problem is there's not a whole lot here for teams to really. You know what? Let's try Cincinnati to see if Cincinnati would be bold and try to trade up 1 spot. I highly doubt it.
They'd have to love someone. Give our last one as well. Or no, I mean their last one and their 2nd round pick.
Oh, okay. So a 2nd and a 7th. Do we want to send the offer?
Yeah.
Stay in the lines. They're seeing what they want. Let's see if the Bengals want to.
Did it.
Woo! There we go.
And they're gonna pick McBride.
If they guarantee.
Oh, it simulated our pick for us on accident.
Why?
That was a bug last year, and then they
no,
fixed it, and now it's
no.
All right, so just scratch in Trey McBride there.
Okay, yeah. So we would be saying here, if we had the choice, if we traded back with the Bengals for 1 pick and got their 7th, we would pick up Trey McBride. Kirby Joseph is a 6'1" safety out of Southern Illinois, Big Ten West.
Developmental free safety.
High volume of man and free coverage. Okay, that fits Spag's kind of scheme a bit.
How is he in run defense though? And it's also a question of
run defending. Calculated is the word that comes to mind. I didn't see a lot of instances of him negotiating blocks and uncovering the box. He was often used as a last line of defense. Okay, so he's like, okay. So he's not a Dan Sorensen type.
Okay, so looking at the Chiefs draft guide, again, great resource. Go support those guys. They compare him, the most comparable player in the league right now, or ever, to Kirby Joseph, is Juan Thornhill.
Interesting.
It says the Chiefs, how he fits with the Chiefs. The Chiefs already have a version of Joseph on this team, and it's Juan Thornhill. They share almost all the same strengths and all the same weaknesses.
So I don't know if we would do that.
I think Kirby Joseph makes absolutely no sense. I think Trey McBride.
Yeah, McBride absolutely.
Would be
Which,
the move.
God damn it, Jaguars! If you wanted this pick, you could have literally just traded up for us and gotten the pick.
Yeah. It's interesting to know that they'd be interested in that, but
yeah. All right, well let's take a look. Let's take a gander at who goes next. We'll stop at pick 70.
Drake Jackson's also an interesting name. I would have considered picking.
Yeah. Nick Cross to the Jets. Nicholas Petit Ferre, tackle for the Texans. Kenneth Walker to the Giants. Interesting. They're giving up on Saquon.
Yeah, I think they just want to keep him healthy.
There the Vikings.
Vikings want
Ooh.
to sell their pick.
Okay.
For us.
So this year, the Vikings are willing to offer a 3rd and a 5th round pick. In return, we would give up our 3rd round, a 4th round, and a 7th round.
I would be interested,
let's
depending
counteroffer.
on the board, and I would want to counteroffer the hell out of them.
Yeah, let's counteroffer this. Because this is something that I've seen is that the Vikings do potentially trade down of this spot. I've seen a lot of mock drafts about this specific. Let's see. Isaiah Likely. Let's take a look at Isaiah Likely. See what he
I like
would do.
him. I think he fits pretty well.
He went to Coastal. Oh no, I'm getting PTSD. As a Jayhawks fan, I'm getting PTSD.
So I think he's a pretty good fit. Although, like, to be fair, we have a lot of great fits with a lot of these.
This is what I think makes him the most potential here. Blocking skills. He is a blocking tight end. So I don't know. I don't think we go with Isaiah Likely.
I think I would prefer Cade Otton myself if we're going tight end here, which I don't think I'm interested in.
I don't think I would go tight end. The only thing, like, I know that it says that linebacker is a need for the Chiefs. I don't see linebacker as a crucial need for the Chiefs. At least not in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I think 4th round on is fair game for a linebacker.
The only thing that I could possibly see us trading up for is maybe a wide receiver like Calvin Austin, or maybe an edge like in a Bagre. You know, he's not a bad player. He's explosive out of the gate, which makes him a potentially good fit alongside. Like I'm thinking if we put Kingsley in a Bagre with Chris Jones and Frank Clark, that could be a dangerous D line right there. And putting him on there as well with Boye Olafe. Mafe. I think that could be a dangerous ass D line.
I agree.
I don't know if I would necessarily trade up. Not at this spot. Yeah. I mean, we do get a 4th round out of the Vikings for this, but
we would trade our 3rd and our 4th and a 7th for their 3rd and their 5th.
Oh yeah.
Which we'd have to renegotiate that trade a lot.
Yeah,
I think I'm good.
I mean, let's see what else they would be interested in.
I do not want to give up that 4th.
It still says they're highly likely, even if we got rid of the 4th. If we traded away the 3rd and the 7th,
I'd be okay with that.
I could see this. I could see this being a great move.
This makes no sense. I think it's bugged right now.
You know what? Screw it. Shall we do it? Shall we offer it?
Nah, I feel like that's cheating because it's really bugged right now.
Okay, let's. I don't know.
I don't know why it values that so highly.
I don't know either. Yeah, no. I say we did. No.
I think we just move on.
Nah, I'm sorry, Vikings. Okay, so Isaiah likely went to the Browns. Interesting decision, especially with them bringing David Njoku back on the franchise tag, but okay.
Yeah. Marcus Jones to you guys, interesting. Carson Strong to the Giants. That wouldn't surprise me.
He's literally a Danny Jones.
Ryan Cook, that bad.
Carson Strong going to the fucking Giants. That's great. Yeah, let's replace Daniel Jones with Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones 2, baby.
Daniel Jones 2, Electric Boogaloo.
All right.
Again,
Eddie
I'm not seeing anyone that I would be like gun ho on trading up for here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any real like. I hope Cade Otton falls to us.
Let's see. There's 3 picks and 4 people here. We could potentially trade up for Cade Otton.
This would be a decent spot to do it. I think we could get like a decent.
And I think if the team, I think the Bucks would be the team to trade with.
Yeah.
Let's propose a trade offer to the Bucks. See what they say.
Yeah.
So let's see. We would do a 3 and a 3, and what would we offer?
Let's throw in our 2nd, 7th.
Okay, they seem to be extremely interested in that.
Let's lowball them a little bit. Then let's go with our last pick. Let's do that. I like that one.
We'll immediately trade our Cincinnati pick away.
Yeah. Fuck it. We don't need it. Fuck
true.
them picks.
Let's see what they say. All right.
Cool.
Cade Otton?
All right. Cade Otton, I think, is the play here.
Oh, was there a team that was actually interested in trading with us for this spot? I thought I heard the telephone ring.
Oh,
that might just be bugged.
It's because we approved the trade that we just.
Oh,
did.
okay. Cade Otton. All right, Cade Otton.
Cade Otton. So I think he's the 2nd best tight end in this class. So.
Okay, Calvin Austin. I would have been okay with going with Calvin Austin as well, but although he fits more of a McCole Hardman type of role.
Yeah.
Okay, so pick 100. Let's see. Dulich, tight end to the Bengals. Martin Emerson, corner to the Broncos. Jeremy Rucker, tight end to the Lions. Interesting. Luke Goddick. As well. Luke Goddick to the Saints. Offensive tackle. Channing Tyndall. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Matt, New England is interested in a trade for our last 3rd round pick. They're offering a 4th and a 6th.
I'll probably want to stay put.
Do you want a counter offer just to see what's out there?
Let's do a counter offer. Let's see.
Let's see what's here. Let's see what's here.
Because...
Okay, so Troy Anderson, Sam Williams, Kyle Phillips.
Let me say, the person that I was interested in just went off the board.
James Cook.
I would have done that for sure.
I mean, it's interesting to trade back into the 4th round because, I mean, we could go with Sam Williams.
Well, let's take a look here.
Let's see what we got.
JoJo doesn't really make sense.
No. They do still say we need interior defensive line and interior offensive line. So we could potentially go with Spencer Burford here. He played for UTSA. He's a 6'5", 295-pound lineman.
All right. So
He spent 2 years as guard and 2 years as tackle. Okay, so he's versatile.
I think the move is Troy Anderson.
Troy Anderson, really?
Yes.
They don't have much stats on him at all.
Yeah, so like looking in, I'm kind of for these later picks, I'm especially going to be like relying on this draft guide a little bit more. He
fits the scheme because the Chiefs do like to employ a 4-3 scheme.
Yeah, he's a bit more versatile. He just has like elite tangibles, like his size, athleticism, that sort of thing. He would have to develop a little bit more.
Yeah, I could see given time he could be a decent outside linebacker, maybe.
I think between him, Nick Bolton, and Willie Gay, I think they could make a hell of a linebacking trio. I do want to also look at Sam Williams.
I could see him as a rotational piece.
Yeah, I think he would be a good one. This one also they really like.
See, Sam Williams. I personally would go Sam Williams here just because I think he is the best player at this spot. Because I mean, you look at his draft grade. He's a pretty high draft grade for a round 3 pick.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's a toss up between Sam Williams. I think I would.
I don't
prefer
think
Sam Williams.
I would agree. Sorry Patriots, but I think we're gonna stay put.
Yeah. So I would go Sam Williams here, but if Troy Anderson is on the board in a few, I might consider trading up a little bit because we have a pick coming up here that we might be able to finagle with.
Okay, let's. Yeah. There wasn't.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think he fits in with LA a lot. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Seahawks. Who are the Seahawks picking? Go, punter.
Matt Araiza. Yep. No, I'm kidding. We have. Our punter's fucking fantastic. I forgot its name. It just disappeared out of my head.
This guy right here. This is probably who they're going to go with. Spencer Burford.
Listen, don't get my hopes up.
Nope. Kyle Phillips. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. Yeah, really, there's not a whole lot of people that I'm interested in trading up for here. I'm interested if anyone's going to draft a punter in the 4th round. I don't think there will be.
He's probably going to go in like the 6th or 7th.
Bunch of non-interesting picks here. Oh, no.
3 7ths for a 4th?
3 7ths and a 5th of next year.
But we would keep our... That's an interesting concept because then we get back-to-back 4th round picks. Let's counter offer this and let's look at the board.
I am intrigued by this.
I'm very curious as to what they're going for.
So they're wanting all 3 of our 7th round picks.
I'd be willing to do that, but not for a 5th next year. I would do 2 and a 5th.
I don't know if
I
would be willing to get rid of all 3 of our 7th round picks.
I'm okay with getting out of the 7th round. The 7th round is kind of a crapshoot as it is.
I know.
I wouldn't. The rest of the draft.
I wouldn't necessarily want to give up all 3 of them, though.
Like I said, I'd be willing to if maybe we can keep the first 2.
Apparently 2 7ths is equivalent of a 4th round.
Well, that's not accurate. But to not game the system so well, go to 2022, and let's throw in the 6th round.
Ooh, they do not like
we
that.
offer them a 6th, and they suddenly don't like it.
Let's give them a 1st round too. Why not? Yeah, it's definitely broken because that's stupid. Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with staying put, to be honest.
Brandon Smith, that's a name.
The Saints are going to go punter here anyways, so.
True.
But let's see. Let's see what they do. Oh, the Titan. Okay.
Ooh, a fifth and a fifth?
For our 4th round.
That's interesting to me.
That's an interesting one. So the Titans pick, they're wanting to give up their 169th pick. Let's counteroffer.
If Brandon Smith is there, he is. That's what I'm leaning toward.
Yeah, I would rather have Brandon Smith as well. I mean, look at this. Look at that draft ranking.
That's his high school. That's his rank going into high school.
I mean, like, his draft ranking though. That's a nice.
It says he's a 4th round value. I think he fits our scheme really well.
This is a weird knock. You know, leadership. He's made a couple of silly mistakes on the field alongside the perimeter. Leadership is something that can be taught.
Yeah, and like they haven't said it's like a red flag.
This is a potential Isaiah Simmons type linebacker.
Yeah,
I know Isaiah Simmons. I went to high school with that dude.
Yeah, you did. I
would say, yeah, absolutely. Brandon Smith. I'm sorry, Phil, or sorry, Tennessee. I like how we're literally saving all of our like last picks for like offensive tackle, probably. Interesting picks here. A lot of these are players that I'm not familiar with, so. Ooh.
All right. So this would be a spot.
Punter.
We're in the late 4th round.
I might be interested in a running back here.
Yeah, I was going to say running back is actually a spot.
Let's see. Kyron Williams. FBS Independence. Where did he go? Notre Dame. Okay. Let's see. I want to see explosiveness.
Let me find some names for us to look at.
They say he wish he had a little bit more juice, which means he's not the fastest guy. Now, that's not a bad thing, but I would expect something like a slower running back from a guy that's over 200 pounds. He's not exactly the biggest guy. I don't know if I would go with him here.
Jerome Ford, I believe, is a name that I would consider.
Let's take a look at Jerome Ford. He went to Cincinnati. Okay. Does well to find daylight and navigate tight spaces. He's a bigger body guy, which I like to see. I like bruisers.
I do appreciate a guy who can just make one cut and go.
I'd be perfectly fine with Jerome Ford here, to be completely honest with you.
Jerome Ford would be decent. Is Pierre Strong still on the board? I assume not.
Let me see. Pierre. Yes, Pierre Strong still is.
I would actually probably.
They say he's a value at 155 though.
He is just kind of. He's more of a one-cut guy.
More of a McKinnon type role.
They compare him to Tevon Coleman here.
Okay. The Bears running back. Okay.
No, not a. Did he sign with the Bears?
Tevin Coleman played for a good chunk with the Bears.
He was a Falcon for a very long time.
I'm perfectly fine with drafting Pierre Strong here. Like that's fine.
I am curious. Look up Zonovan.
Nah.
Yeah, Zonovan Knight. Go back.
Zonovan Knight.
Yeah, that's a
See,
name.
This is a guy that we could get later on though.
Yeah, he's a later guy that I am also interested in. He's more of a shiftier guy. I think I would rather have him over.
Let's take a look at offensive tackles here. See what we could potentially work with OTs. Max Mitchell is the next one up. Okay, let's take a look. He went to Louisiana University. He's a former 2-star recruit. Ideal role of left tackle or right tackle. We do need help at right tackle. So, this could be an interesting one for us.
I don't see us deeply like wanting to go in that direction.
Yeah.
At this point,
The problem is there's not really any guys that I would be gun ho on drafting this high.
I think moving out of the spot is a consideration.
Let's see. Do we want to possibly trade with the Ravens here at 139?
I'm gonna look at one more name.
I'll see if they're up there.
Jalen Watson is also an interesting name.
Okay. Went to Washington State.
He's about the size that Spags usually goes for.
Yeah, pretty tall guy.
He's a big physical guy. If he turned out, I think he would.
Interesting. Okay.
He would fit us pretty well.
Here's the prospect comparison. They say he's a comparison to Trey Flowers.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd be interested in going with Jalen Watson here, honestly.
I think if we're gonna pick someone here, it'd be him. Just get another cornerback in that room.
Add some competition and some depth.
Yeah, and I mean, if he works out, you know, him and Woolen, you allow Fenton to focus on nickel, and then you can just have Snead going wherever you need him to go.
Yeah.
So
I'll go Jalen Watson. Why not?
Yeah.
And then we let this simulate for a while because we don't have a 5th-round pick, and I don't really think there's a reason to trade into a 5th-round pick.
Yeah. Go ahead and clear out the thing so we can see any names that might interest us. But I think I like that pick a lot more.
Jerome Ford is up next if you want to make a move for Jerome Ford.
Nah, not really. I think I prefer Zonovan. He's a guy.
Yeah, Zonovan was projected as like a 6th-rounder, so.
Yeah. I think if we get closer there and he, you know, starts shooting up the board.
Let's see if anyone's interested in a trade offer with us at some point here.
Yeah.
Man, poor punter Matt Arazia.
Listen, if he's there in the 7th, there goes Pierre Strong. So yeah, I think we would have reached on him quite a bit.
Yeah.
If we had picked him there. Skylar Thompson, wow. Going in the 5th?
Hey, Kansas State boy, represent.
To the Eagles.
That
doesn't make any sense.
No. I could see like the Saints or someone doing that. But, ugh.
Because people are thinking that he could potentially do a Taysom Hill type thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Eagles are the place that's going to do that.
5th round?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right move. But,
Damon Clark, interesting.
Oh, Chris Paul, he's a basketball player.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. I'd put on a few weights to play interior offensive line, but yeah.
Doesn't appear that anyone is interested in trading down right now.
We're into the 6th now.
Do we have a pick at the 6th?
We should. You can scroll at the top there. The Jags have quite a few picks coming up. They might be interested in moving a little bit. Because I definitely want to.
We do not. We only have 3 7ths.
You know, I would consider throwing a couple of 7ths someone's way to get Zonovan.
Do you want to try and make a trade for the Jags?
Well, let's look for a second. Look at the positions. I want to see where they have. If you go to the positions there and go to running back, I want to see where they have Zonovan.
185. Right there.
Just sort the positions there. So if you go where it says position plus.
Okay, so they have Zonovan at 259. So that's a 7th round.
This is the board that I'm looking at. I think we hold. I think if we start to see a run on running backs, we might consider it. But at this point, people are going to start going in like really wild spots, like because
Yeah,
it's
I
really
can-
an argument about
I can see
who
the
is valued at
Chiefs.
what.
I can see the Chiefs, getting our big core position needs early like that, and then in the 7th round taking some potential backup players.
Yeah. And so, like, Zonovan Knight, if we can get him in the 7th round, I'd be fucking thrilled. So
I would too. Why are you? What is this? What are you doing to me? What the?
Microsoft Edge is upset.
Apparently so. Okay.
So yeah, we'll just let it run for a bit.
Let's see if the Jaguars want to trade back any.
I'm like, no one's offered anything in a long time.
Okay, these 2 picks right here for the Vikings actually make quite a bit of sense.
Yeah. I can't say I'm super familiar. Justin Ross going to the Jags is interesting.
I don't think anyone's really going to make a whole lot of trades because there's really no reason to trade like low round picks like this. Unless you're like gun ho on someone. Yeah, I'm not seeing not a lot of people are really going with running backs at all here. No, I'm not interested in that pick.
That seems steep.
2 7s for a 6th. That's not worth that.
I would do a 7th this year and a 7th next year, maybe. But
I'm not gun ho on drafting anyone that high. I mean, we're likely going to get Zonovan Smith at 233.
yeah, I think we can hold.
If we start seeing running backs going off the board, maybe we can make a move. But
maybe we start panicking. But I think we're good for now.
keep an eye on your boy.
There goes the running back. We're in the 7th round. There's another running back.
Okay, let's slow it on down. I think Zonovan Smith is still going to be on there for us, all things considered here.
Oh.
Ooh.
You know, I think we trade with Washington. I really do. I don't like Buffalo or
Denver.
or the Broncos. I think either of them could make a move for him. Actually, I almost guarantee Buffalo would make a move for him. So
Let's take a look at Washington. Okay, so we would pick 230.
we give them 33, and then I think a 7th next year.
Yeah, let's propose that. See what they say. Actually, you know what I want to see?
Let's do that.
There we go. Beautiful. 2033 7th round pick. They're interested.
We'll forgot we traded it.
Yay! They accepted the offer. Okay.
That makes me feel better. Lock in Zonovan Knight.
Zonovan Knight it is. Oh, they went with Edge probably because we fucked him over and said, "Hey, no, that guy's ours." Let's take a look here.
Yeah, let's unsort there.
See what all's on there. We could still go with a punter.
I mean, listen, I've actually heard a lot about this guy.
But Tommy Townsend is the sexiest man.
I love Tommy Townsend.
They did this man dirty. There's not even a single scouting report on Matt Arazia. Or Araza, however you say his name. Man, punter's getting gypped, man. No scouting reports on him. Sad.
So this talks about how he has one of the strongest legs to ever come out of college. He has a punt of 86 yards.
Shit.
This last year. The only thing is that we already have a punter. Two things. We have a punter, and how much do we punt? We probably want more of a precision punter than a boomer. So.
And Tommy Townsend has proven that he has a pretty cannon of a leg, too.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, we're up at pick 240 here. Anyone that you're interested in trading up for? with Indy?
Not really. I think at this point it's really about just like
Just let it play out.
Yeah, finding.
Part of me kind of wants to go with, filling out our last needs. Offensive tackle and interior D line. I think would be decent picks here. I could also like what I'm seeing here is maybe going with Tayland Humphrey.
Let me.
He fits our scheme. He's a 4-3 pass rusher.
He's not even in the draft guide. Trey Turner is.
Do we want to go with Trey Turner here? The Virginia Tech
Trey
wide
Turner
receiver.
is interesting. He's not a. He's kind of a slow guy, but he's a consistent route runner.
But I mean,
I don't think he would honestly.
If we got
that
Burks, we could use him as a project player.
I think we have a lot of. I think I would like a wide receiver if it made sense. Let's check Tanner Connor. Nothing there.
What about Eric Uzakanama? Or Uzkanma?
Well, here they have him as a third round value.
Interesting.
On here.
What about Stanley Berryhill?
He is not on there. So Eric is.
Let's take a look at Eric. Let's take a look at Eric.
Eric is 6'3". He does not have.
Okay, interesting. This might be interesting because he worked with Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. He would have been a sophomore in Mahomes'
No. Mahomes has been out of school for 5 years now.
Yeah, no, he would have been a freshman in Mahomes' first season.
No one here.
Scratch that. Unless he was a red shirt, maybe, but
even then, I don't think he would have. But it's a. So this guy is.
That's an interesting stat line. In his career, 40 catches for more than 700 yards. Interesting.
He is very fluid. He's got good physicality, and he always seems to come up with the ball. I think he is for a 7th round pick.
Yeah.
A guy that you could potentially develop. I think it's the best move that we have right now.
I would go with Eric Uzakanma. Quick, Vikings, trade back 1 pick. Aww. Let's see who's available at quarterback. We got to draft a replacement to Patrick Mahomes,
Yeah, he's getting old.
Honestly, I could see us going offensive tackle here. Or actually interior line.
You know what the real answer is? We already addressed tight end.
You're not going another tight end, Matt.
But we didn't address safety at all.
Yeah, we did.
And
remember
we
that,
could get
that
the
random,
best name.
Remember
That's our tight end. Remember?
Our fluke one.
We got it. Yeah, that was we drafted a tight end there. Is what we meant to.
Kirby Joseph, though. We got Kirby Joseph.
We traded. We don't. Fuck that guy. I hate him. We can get the best name in the draft.
Yes, we could. Yes. Smoke Monday.
Get the best name in the draft.
Jaron Kearse is who they compare him to.
I was gonna say they describe him as someone who could fill the Dan Sorensen role.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 100% down to draft.
Is a really good special teams player, and again, he has the best name in the draft.
We will make Brandon Perna happy. I will draft Smoke Monday.
And that's it. That is the draft.
Let's see.
I think if
let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So pick 29, Boye Mafe. Great pick. Pick 30, Traylon Burks, another great pick. Tariq Woolen in our second round. Solid.
A guy who could potentially be a long-term starter.
Yeah. This would have been...
We did draft Kate Otten.
Trey McBride.
I forgot that we ended up drafting Kate Otten.
Yeah, we did. That's why I was like,
so we kind of technically double drafted. I forgot that we did that.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, we really did. Okay.
Well, we decided that Juan Thornhill, we're not going to be able to pay him, so we just got new Juan Thornhill.
I mean, that's honestly entirely possible. So Kirby Joseph, not terrible.
Yeah.
Kate Otten,
Sam Williams.
Kate Otten, good.
Kate Otten, I'm excited about. Sam Williams, I like.
Yeah, that's a great value.
Guy.
Like that's a great value pick right there. Brandon Smith, that's a tremendous value.
Jalen Watson, I really like as well.
He's got upside. Zonovan Knight, I agree with you. I think could be a great pick.
Great rotational piece. Uzukama is a developmental guy,
but has good upside.
Has a lot of upside. And Smoke Monday has the best name in the draft and is a solid special teamer.
Yeah.
And again, could potentially fill the vacancy
of Dan Sorensen
in our safety room. Yeah, I think if the Chiefs walked out with this draft,
I think it'd be a good draft.
Anyone would complain.
Yeah, I think this would be a solid draft.
This would be a damn good draft. We had quite a few trades. I mean, how many players did we ultimately draft?
1, 2,
3, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think we lost
11. We picked 11 players,
and we had 12 to start. So, and then we also traded a pick next year, or 2 years
20,
from now.
Yeah, 2033.
Yeah. So
that we made sure that we got Zonovan,
which I think was worth it. Because I love him
personally. I don't think Buffalo would have gone for him anyways.
I think he fits what they would like to do, and they didn't end up getting what's his face from Washington. I don't remember his name all of a sudden.
Oh, Antonio Gibson?
Yeah, they didn't end up getting Gibson, so I think Zonovan makes a lot of sense to fit into that mold of like players. But yeah, I think overall, I'd be very happy with that draft.
That's a good draft.
The draft.
We'll see how it plays out next week.
Yeah, we will be live.
Oh yeah. So next week we will not be
next
streaming
Wednesday.
On
We
Thursday.
are not streaming.
Yep, we will not be streaming on Wednesday. We will be live on Thursday. What time does the draft start?
Draft starts at 7, I believe.
NFL draft start time.
1936.
So 7:36.
Well, it says it's that's the first year that they had the NFL draft. Is what this was telling me.
I thought you were going like military time. I'm like, oh, interesting. They're going military time there. Okay. Yeah. Round 1, Thursday, April 28th at 7 p.m.
It'll be 7 p.m. Yeah. So we'll go live probably slightly early, just so we don't miss any of the booing.
Right. And do you want to make the announcement of our special guest?
We will be hosting all the way. I'm going to lean in for this. All the way from the KIGB podcast. We will be borrowing Reed on that Thursday.
A Denver Broncos fan and much shit talking will ensue.
Oh yeah. He doesn't even have they don't even have a first round pick, but he's just excited to join and talk shit. That's going to be a fun time.
He's going to talk shit about the Chiefs, and if the Chiefs trade out both of our first round picks, you will see me have a mental breakdown on stream.
Probably, yeah, same. unless we like leave it with like a Thibodeau or something like that, I'm like, no, I'm okay, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, but we trade up both of our first round picks for the first overall selection,
and then we draft.
And then we draft
Desmond Ritter.
No, then we draft the K-State quarterback.
Skylar Thompson.
God, that sounds dreadful.
But yeah, thank you guys
All right.
so much for joining us, and we will see you guys next Thursday for the NFL Draft at 7 p.m. We'll probably go live probably around like 6:30ish though. It's gonna be a long stream. It's gonna be a long night.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
But yeah, we'll see you guys then. Thank you all so much for joining us. See you next week.